Like many things, it's Elon's world and we're all just living in it. The price of Bitcoin surging above 101,000 to start the week, experts believe, on the likelihood of a U.S. Bitcoin reserve and enthusiasm over President Trump's victory certification, only to fall nearly 5% today, below 98,000. Here to add some clarity and help explain to people like myself is Tony Edward. He's the host of Thinking Crypto podcast. Great to see you, sir. This has been a wild, wild ride. How do you observe all this from the sidelines?
Well, crypto is still very young. Bitcoin just turned 16 years old.
Oh God, I have a 16-year-old. It finally makes sense in one sentence.
Absolutely. So it's on the path of maturity. And you
need to put that on a bumper sticker. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, so we got to give Bitcoin some room to grow here, right? It's in a learning phase. There's going to be a lot of volatility. But the one thing's for sure, it's growing, it's maturing, and it's getting legitimacy. And while the volatility may be stomach churning, you're going to see over time, there's going to be less volatility as more liquidity, more institutional investors, more retail investors take part in it.
16-year-olds are wildly erratic. That explains a lot of things. So what drove the price down, they say, to 97-ish now, was an Elon tweet, and here's what it said. It was in response to a Y Combinator CEO, Gary Tan. It said, if dollar inflation is solved, the price in dollars to buy crypto will actually drop, other things being equal. What matters is the ratio of dollars to crypto, down nearly 5% on a tweet, and maybe some good economic data. I know you say it's a teenager, but it's trading like a meme stock.
Well, there's going to be some of that because of the Elon effect. Elon moves Tesla's price, other companies. If he says something positive or negative, it's going to move markets. So we got to treat Elon as an outlier here. But overall, Bitcoin will recover. We've seen over time, there's been a lot of different negative news about it. It's a fad. Jamie Dimon, JP Morgan CEO, has called it a pet rock.
Pet rock, yeah.
But it has recovered and grown. So it's putting all the naysayers to bed. They have nothing else to say now as it continues to grow.
But everyone here and most of the people out there invest on fundamentals of a company, on earnings. This appears to be moving on pure emotion. What do you say to the people out there that don't know if that's a sensible move?
Bitcoin is Frankenstein. It's a bit of different things: stock principles and attributes, currency principle and attributes, and a financial network that's globally distributed. So think of Facebook. Facebook was valued at millions of dollars before it even put an ad on its platform. Why? Because network effects. So the more people that participate in this financial network, the stronger it becomes and the more valuable it becomes. That's a very different model from stocks, but it does have attributes of stocks because you can own a share or a fraction of it.
Okay, and then there's meme coins, and this also makes the typical person pull their hair out and want to run away from all crypto. Meme coins spiked 6x in 2024 to more than $120 billion. To add to it, Elon Musk, who we mentioned before, changed his X handle to Kikius Maximus. On New Year's Eve, in reference to an obscure crypto token, it surged 4,800% on that to a cap of 380 million. Taking away the Elon factor, how big a problem are meme coins for the trust in this industry?
Dave, I give you that. Meme coins, I personally am not a fan of them. It's like walking into the casino and throwing it on black or red. But we've seen this in speculative bubbles before. An example would be the dot-com boom in the 90s. You had Google, Amazon, amazing companies, right? We know what they became. But in that mix were pets.com and these companies that had no revenue model, but they were riding up on the speculative bubble. And the other part of this is that meme culture is very strong on the internet and in young folks, so they gravitate to these things, but they are very risky. So I would, of course, issue a warning and caution, be careful, because you can get rug pulled. The person that created this a couple of months ago can kill that project and you lose your money.
What coins can our audience trust?
the coins that have been proven and that institutional investors like BlackRock are backing are Bitcoin and Ethereum. Those have ETFs. Now you can go a bit more into, for example, Solana or XRP, but you're going further on the risk curve. So understand the risk implications. And you want to follow the market closely, look at what Fidelity, BlackRock, Franklin Templeton, and these players are doing, because they help to legitimize the markets around these coins.
What have ETFs done for the industry?
Oh, it has made this asset class become ubiquitous, where people can safely invest in these coins without having to worry about the big custody problem. Because a great aspect of crypto is you can be your own bank, hold your private keys. That's pretty intimidating for the general public. So the ETF makes it easy, and you can put it in your retirement account.
And is that the best entrance for someone out there that hasn't put their foot in the pool yet?
Yes, I would recommend going the ETF route and continue your journey of research and educating yourself. And then if you say, you know what, I want to hold some Bitcoin directly, where I control it, and I don't have to worry about a bank or someone else managing that ETF, and you've done the research, you become a bit more tech savvy, I would say continue in that journey, because that's a great benefit of crypto. There hasn't been anything else like this in the history of assets.
Got it. Okay, so the idea of a Bitcoin reserve, that has gained a lot of steam, that has helped drive the price back up.
Yes.
Why is that important?
So we're seeing a paradigm shift where it seems like we're at the dawn of the next Bretton Woods. And if you go back to after World War II, the agreement of gold being backing the US dollar, it's that type of moment, because you have a digital gold that's globally distributed and anyone can participate.
Interesting you just said a digital gold. For people out there, is that what they should compare Bitcoin to?
Absolutely. I would say that is the best comparison. But Bitcoin, as I mentioned earlier, it's like Frankenstein. It can become a currency as well. I can move it, Dave, I could send you some right now, and you can go maybe spend it with a merchant that accepts it. But you can also hold it forever or hand it down to your kids. Like, I plan to hand down some Bitcoin to my 7-year-old daughter, because I see Bitcoin as a hedge against the monetary debasement and inflation that we know will continue, because that's the fiat currency system. Okay,
so one H.C. Wainwright analyst put the odds of a Bitcoin reserve at 60%. He says Bitcoin will go to 225 by year's end. Another Bernstein analyst has Bitcoin at 200,000 by year's end. That would equal another 100% jump after one last year. Where do you have it by year's end?
So based on different analysis, I'm thinking between 150,000 to 170,000. Now, if we get very bullish because of the Trump administration, Congress passing legislation, and additional capital coming in because of this favorable environment, we could see 200,000. But we're talking probabilities here, and 200,000 seems a bit difficult. It could happen, but if the United States indeed pass a Bitcoin reserve bill, then yeah, we could see that.
Because of scarcity.
Yes.
They are limited, so that naturally would drive the price. Now, you talked about legislation. The price of Bitcoin is up about 40% since Election Day. Why?
So there is a 4-year cycle. It's called the Bitcoin halving, where the supply gets cut in half. And then you have the presidential election cycle that is layered on top of that, where government prints money. Right? There's liquidity injections, and all of these things drive prices of assets higher. Crypto is not excluded from that. Crypto is actually very correlated to the stock market. So Bitcoin is up because of that reason. But the cherry on the sundae is the Trump effect. People feel that Bitcoin, the stock market, everything is going to be much better under Trump. So you have that bit of euphoria, that bullish sentiment.
But why? I know he went to the Bitcoin conference,
Yes.
and he has spoken favorably of it.
Yes.
He says, we want to lead the world in crypto. Why do we believe that President Trump will be good for crypto?
Well, truly, he has said he will embrace it. He wants Bitcoin mined in the United States. He wants it to be, he wants the United States to be the leader in Bitcoin, and he wants that reserve. The United States currently custodies over 200,000 Bitcoin that they seized from bad actors. Part of the plan is to hold on to that Bitcoin, but in addition, buy Bitcoin in the years coming. I don't know if we're going to get to the buy part, but at least keeping the 200,000 in that Treasury reserve that would be a huge win.
That I can understand. And finally, there's the issue of rules and regulations. Republican Senator Cynthia Loomis, who is a big supporter of crypto, of Bitcoin, she has introduced the Bitcoin Act. What is the type of regulation the industry needs? How would it help?
So there's multiple layers to the regulations. There's the market structure of saying, are coins securities or non-securities, are they commodities? Then there's stable coins. Can stable coins be used for payments? And then there's the Bitcoin Reserve Bill, as you referenced. So 3 different aspects here. I think the market structure gets through this year along with stable coins because a version of it made it through the House in 2024 with both Democrat and Republican support. And the next step is to get a version of that through the Senate, and Donald Trump, I believe, will sign that into law. The Bitcoin Reserve might get some challenges because this is such a 180 from what we've done. Central banks have hoarded gold for years. Will they start hoarding Bitcoin right now? I'm not sure. Maybe in the future cycles.
Wow, it is interesting. You have really added a lot of clarity, and that's saying a lot for someone who really struggles to grasp crypto and Bitcoin. Good stuff. You can watch Thinking Crypto on Cheddar every Thursday at 11 a.m.
Yes.
Can't wait for that, brother.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Thanks for being here.